Dear students of class 10th, in this video we will discuss new topic of geography from the chapter Lifelines of National Economy. The topic what we will discuss at first, that is railway. Students, all of you know that the first train steamed off from Mumbai to Thane in 1853. The distance it covered was about 34 kilometers only. Railways under British rule were owned by the private companies. They made huge profits as there were hardly any worth, while competition from any alternative mode of surface transport. Bullock carts could not carry heavy loads and roads were not so developed. Today we have multiple modes of transport. However, for long distance and heavy material, railways continue to be the favored mode. The same is true about the passenger traffic. Railways are the principal mode of transportation for freight and passengers in India. Railways also make it possible to conduct multifarious activities like business, sightseeing, pilgrimage, along with transportation of goods over long distances. Apart from an important means of transport, the Indian Railways have been a great integrating force for more than 150 years. Railways in India bind the economic life of the country as well as accelerate the development of the industry and agriculture. The Indian Railway has a network of 7,133 stations spread over a route length of 64,460 km with a fleet of 9,213 locomotives, 53,220 passenger service vehicles, 6,493 other coach vehicles and 2,29,381 wagons as on March 2011. After that, we'll discuss about the gauges. In India, Indian Railways are having three gauges: broad gauge, meter gauge, and the narrow gauge. In broad gauge, distance in between two parallel track is about 1.676 meter. In meter gauge, the distance in between two track is 1 meter. In narrow gauge, distance in between two track may vary from 0.762 and 0.610. So these are the three gauges in the Indian Railways. After that, we will discuss about the distribution of railways in our country. So with regard to the distribution of the Indian railway lines in our country, the distribution pattern of the railway network in the country has been largely influenced by physiographic, economic, and administrative factors. The northern plains have high density of railway lines due to vast level land, high population density, and rich agricultural resources. However, large number of rivers requiring construction of bridges across their wide widths posed some obstacles. In hilly terrains of the peninsular region, railway tracks are laid through low hills or gaps, or you can say tunnels. The Himalayan mountainous regions like Jammu and Kashmir, Assam, Uttarakhand, and other northeastern states too are unfavorable for construction of railway lines due to high relief, less density of population, and lack of economic opportunities. It is also difficult to lay railway line on the sandy plains of western Rajasthan, swamps of Gujarat, forested tracts of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Jharkhand. The continuous stretch of Sahyadri could be crossed only through gaps or passes. In recent time, the development of the Konkan Railway along the west coast has facilitated the movement of passengers and goods in this most important economic region of India. It has also faced a number of problems such as sinking of tracks in some stretches and landslides too. Now let us discuss about the problems faced by the Indian railways. So with regard to the important problems, what we can count here. First one, most of the tracks are very old. Second point, many passengers travel without tickets. Next point, people pull chains unnecessarily, which cause heavy loss to the railways. Frequent accidents also cause a great loss to railways. Airway is also giving it a tough competition. After that, comparison between railways and the roadways. So you will go through the points which have been mentioned in the slide. Roadways are better because it can be used in all terrain, feeder services, door-to-door services, faster, not fixed path, no government loss, means government is not having loss due to theft or passenger travelings without ticket, easy construction and maintenance. Road transport is economical in transportation of few persons and relatively a smaller amount of goods over short distances. Extension of agriculture is possible only through road transport. It also provides door-to-door services. Road transport is also used as feeder to other modes of transport. Road transport has the merit of offering personal service too. So these are the merits, or you can say these are the edges of roadways over the railways. After that, we will discuss about pipelines. Pipeline transport is becoming a very important means of transport, especially for the petrochemical industries. In the past, pipelines were used only to transport water, but now they are used for transporting crude oil, natural gas, petroleum products, etc. So here three networks, important networks of pipelines have been mentioned. Upper Assam to Kanpur via Guwahati, Barauni and Allahabad. Another branch that is from Salaya via Gujarat to Jalandhar, Punjab via Biramgam, Mathura, Delhi and Sonipat. Another one that is HVJ, that is the Hazira Vijaypur Jagdishpur pipeline. So you will go through these pipelines. Now we will discuss about advantages of pipelines. Transportation through pipelines rules out delay and transportation losses. Many fertilizer plants and thermal power plants are benefiting by the supply of gas through pipelines. Though initial cost of laying pipelines is high, but running cost is very low. It maintains continuous supply of gas and oil. The pipes can be laid through difficult terrains as well as undersea. The far inland locations of refineries like Barauni, Mathura, Panipat, etc. could be thought of only because of pipelines. And with regard to the disadvantages, some important points are included here. You will go through the points. Leak detection is an important problem. High installation costs, high maintenance costs underground or underwater, then rigidity in terms of terrain and space. So these are some disadvantages, and with regard to the waterways we will discuss in the next video.